Right then, so before you guys probably start hating in the comments about what the title's saying, I just want to say, first of all, I think every single fight on this card in the Matchroom versus Queensbury 5 versus 5, I think all of them are great. I honestly think every fight on this card is fantastic, but in a way it does need to be slagged off a bit for the few reasons I've got. But I'm going to start with the positives. I think that Wilder Zhang's a great fight. I honestly think that's fantastic. I think Nick Ball versus Ray. I think Nick Ball versus Ray Ford's a fantastic fight. I think Hrgovic versus Dubois is very fascinating as well. And I think that, yeah, Bertabia versus Bivol is the perfect main event for this one. You know, you've got the two top guys in that light heavyweight division, and they're going at it for all the gold. And it's going to be a very, very, very exciting fight, to be honest with you. Knockout artist in Bertabiev, very good slick boxer in Bivol. It's going to be a really, really, really exciting fight to watch. But I also think the promo was really good as well. And, well, the video package they were playing. And I think the poster for Bertabiev Bivol's great. But, yeah, overall, negatives. I think overall, they could be doing slightly better. I feel like Craig Richards versus Willie Hutchinson is a fantastic fight, but it's not an ideal fight that I would have wanted to see on this card. That's the thing. It's a fight I would have wanted to see, Craig Richards versus Willie Hutchinson. But I feel like they could have done better for this card. And also looking at it, it's like they're grabbing guys out of nowhere. Like, since when, let's be real, since when has Deontay Wilder and Zhang fought for Matchroom in Queensbury? They never have. It would have been better if you had loyal guys for the two promotions fighting in those 5 versus 5 fights. I think, you know, it would have been... It just makes more sense. This, just throwing Wilder and Zhang in there, doesn't make sense. If you were just throwing random guys in there well, they're not random guys, are they? But, you know, just fighters who don't represent your promotions to fight in your team, then, you know, you could have done better than Craig Richards versus Willie Hutchinson. I think that's, you know, I feel like they could have done better than that. 100% they could have. And I also think as well, I mean, could they have... I know for a fact this one's going to be a great fight, but Hamza, Shiras and Williams, is that an ideal fight that we'd want on this card? We could have, again, could we have got better than that? I don't know, like more name value, like better name value on the card. I think that would have been a big thing, but I think we all know that'd be a fantastic fight. I was at Amar Williams' fight when he fought River Wilson-Bent at the O2 on the AJ Franklin undercard. He's very entertaining to watch, and I always find it entertaining when Shiraz fights. But again, I feel like this could have been a good fight that you could have stuck on the Fury versus Usyk undercard. In my opinion, I feel like it could have been better off there than if you were just, you know, bringing guys in who don't fight on the promotion, like Wilder and Zhang, what you've done. Then, you know, you could have done it for other fights as well. But because doing that, you've already kind of ruined the aspect of it anyway. That's the thing, because Wilder and Zhang never fought for the promotions before. But then, you know, as well, I don't know. I think Nick Ball versus Ray Ford's a fantastic fight for the card, though. I think that's a perfect fight to have. That one's going to be very exciting. Again, Dubois-Hrgovic is a good fight, but I don't think it's going to be the most entertaining fight. Why do I keep saying match? Fight. Then if we look at Craig Richards and Willie Hutchinson. Again, I was at Willie Hutchinson's last fight. Very entertaining fighter. But again, though, he hasn't got the name value. That's the thing. I feel like they could have done better. It's a shame that Anthony Yarde bloody went away from Queensbury and all that, and that Callum Smith wasn't available on this card. But, you know, if you were going and searching for, you know, fighters to represent your promotion from other promotions, then you could have gone elsewhere. That's the thing. Look elsewhere and then bring in some other fighters. Like, what about Yanni Beck? Try and bring him in. That would have been cool. But yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. It's a good card. It's a good card with some great fights on it. But I'm just saying, it could have been a little bit better. People might think I'm just being extremely negative here. But I'm just saying, I feel like they could have done a little bit better here, though. That's the thing. But look, I am really excited for it all, though. I am. But again, though, like with the press conference and stuff, that it was weird the way they were coming out in masks when all the fights were basically leaks. But I can't say my words today. When the fights were all leaked before the announcements anyway, and we could tell by the hairstyles who it was. But yeah, look. I think we got some interesting fights here. I do think we got some interesting fights here. But again, though, I feel like the big thing that I think has let them down here is the fact that, you know, Wilder and Zhang have never fought on these promotions, even though it's a fantastic fight and I can't wait for it. But it's just that, what's the point in like a Matchroom versus Queensbury thing? Because, you know, I get it's competitive between Eddie Hearn and Frank, but what does it have to do with the fans? Like, as a fan, are you really excited to, you know, see who wins out of Matchroom and Queensbury? Or are you just there for some great fights that are on this card? I'm just there for the great fights that are on the card. I cannot give a shit who wins out of Matchroom and Queensbury. That's the thing. So, you know, the whole team thing and all that, I just and they're doing a point system as well with the captain getting double. I find that a bit strange with it all. Like, I don't care who wins out of Matchroom and Queensbury. I don't care who gets bragging rights between Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. I don't care. I'm just there to see all these great fights that are on the card. I just think the whole team thing's weird. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but I just think the team thing's a bit weird. And I don't really care about it too much. It doesn't get me engaged. The thing that gets me engaged is these fights. But, you know, it's just the fact that you bring in guys who haven't fought for your promotion before, like Wilder and Zhang, and you're letting them represent you. Like, again, if you were doing that, then you could have just done that for other fights anyway, instead of having like a Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards fight on the card. That's the thing. But yeah, what do I know? Anyway, I think the 3 best fights on this card, I think there are 2 fights which I think will be a bit disappointing. I think the 3 fights that could be fight of the night are Wilder and Zhang, Williams versus Shiras, and Bull versus Ray Ford. I think Bull versus Ray Ford's probably the fight I'm mostly looking forward to be fair. And Burr to be a Bivol, obviously, as well. But yeah, again, Zhang and Wilder's very exciting. Now, I have a feeling, I don't think Hrgovic v. Dubois would be great. When's the last time Hrgovic was in an entertaining fight? And then, yeah, but yeah. And then I don't think Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards is going to be the most entertaining fight, to be fair. But yeah, anyway, look, we'll have to wait and see. They've got some great fights on this card. But I think a big thing here is name value and just everything else I've said with the whole thing. And because there are issues with it. There are issues with it. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching this video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching.